Hello! I am back with the update video on the Eunorau Flash. Now, it looks very different from the last time you guys seen it because I have customized the crud out of it. I got the other battery. I have not gotten the third one yet. That'll probably be next year, so I'll get that. But that is the second battery right there. You can take it off. I thought once you put that on, because you have to install the bracket thing right there. And then there's the other battery back there. You'll also notice these bags right here. I received these bags for doing the video for you guys. So thank you for that one, Eunorau. They hooked me up with this awesome bag set right here. And this is awesome. I basically don't need to take a backpack with me anymore when I go anywhere. I used to always take a backpack on my other bikes, and sometimes it was very not fun. Also, I added these clips here, just some clips I had. They're on there in case I need to hook something on the side right there. I added my phone holder. I think I did that in the video where I showed it to you guys. I added a mirror. See right there? There's a mirror. I don't want to show my face. But, yeah. This also came with the fenders right here. This came with the fenders. I painted the blue on it. I kind of got my own theme going on here with this bike. I painted the fenders. They also came in black. Also, the extra battery plugs in right here as I thought it would. The other one most likely plugs in right there. Where to start with this thing? Well, let me go over the bad things first. And there's not many of them. One thing I really do not like about this bike, and this might just be personal to me because most people prefer this. Look away now if you don't like weird things like unnatural body movement, because I'm going to show you my thumb. Look, my thumb can do this. This is not fun for me when I use the thumb throttle. I wish I had a twist throttle because that gets hard once I push it down for a while. And I rarely pedal this. I pedal it sometimes. Like top speed on 2 batteries, and that is top speed. I'm telling you, you can get 40 miles on this thing, top speed. I'm thinking if you get the third battery, you could probably get maybe 60, maybe 70. I'm actually thinking about buying 2 of the third battery, maybe, and having 4 batteries, and you know, I'd probably be able to go super far because on the 2 batteries, I imagine if you went slow, you could go about 100 miles. So 50 there, 50 back. Another thing about this bike, though, that I will praise this thing for, this thing charges so quickly. Most of my other e-bikes take about 5 to maybe 6 hours to charge. This guy charges usually within 3 hours to sometimes 2 hours and a half. It depends. You can actually turn it on while it's on the charger and look at what percentage the battery's at. Also, this other battery does have a switch. You can turn it off or turn it on. You can only use the back one if you want to. And then if you hit this while you're driving it, it's like a nitro. You pick up speed out of nowhere. But yeah, this thing is it's incredible. It is like one of the best e-bikes I've ever owned. Like, again, everything I need is on this bike. I have everything I need to repair this on the side of the road if it has any issues in there. Everything. My bungee cords, everything I would need on this bike is on this bike. And that is just incredible. This bike is like so saving on my anxiety, because I have anxiety when I go on long rides. Like, oh my goodness, what if something goes wrong with my bike? And it's going to be a pain to get it back home. Because I go on long rides, guys. Let me tell you, I've gone on trips that are over 200 miles. And I'm planning on making a 300-mile trip on this once I get another charger and another battery. Might have to stay at a hotel for the night, but I'm planning on going to a couple other states. And maybe have my wife take a week off from work and hitting a couple other states with this thing. But anyways, yeah. That's really the bad thing I have about this bike is this throttle right here. I do not like this. I wish it was a twist. I might eventually look into turning it into a twist one. Another thing that I don't know. It's very hard to fix the brakes on this bike. I've had to replace them. And it is very difficult. Like, it's not difficult to fix them if you do it right. I did it not right because I've never worked on hydraulic brakes before. And how I'm used to doing hydraulic brakes is I'm used to taking off the, or not hydraulic brakes, but I'm used to doing like the pad brakes on bikes. And I'm used to taking this off right here, right? And then when I take this off, I'll take the pad out and I'll squeeze the brake because it sometimes helps get the new one in there. Well, I did that with this one, and these metal plate thingies came out and a bunch of purple juice came out. This has brake fluid, like a motorcycle. This uses brake fluid. I've never messed with hydraulic brakes before, so I did not know that. But apparently I can't fix these brakes now that I did that. So Eunorau is graciously sending me another pair of brakes, front and rear. Right now I kind of don't have brakes on this, I'm not gonna lie, though I'm still driving it. But I will use this, and if you hit this like 3 times, it'll tighten up enough and you can still use the brakes. You just have to pump it like 3 times. So I'm like really careful if I know something's coming up or something, you know. I know it's not safe because someone pulls out in front of me. I'm almost like going to crash, but that's a risk I'm willing to take because I just love this thing so much, and I'm not going to wait to drive it till I fix it. But, yeah, this thing it's amazing. Like, the only bad things I have to say about it are the throttle and then the brakes, but that's probably my fault because I've never worked on hydraulic brakes before, and that's most likely my fault. But again, guys, let me just show you right here how much stuff you can put in these. These expand, okay? Look at this. I got bungee cords in here. I don't know why there's receipts where I stuffed my wife through in here. These things to remove my tire if I get a flat on the side of the road. Then over here, I've got all the tools in the bike to fix the bike. So we've got all the stuff, like if my tape comes off for my design, I got that in there. I got the paint in there to use my finger to fix it if the paint job gets scratched. But this is my toolkit that came with the bike right there in this bag. You know, just a bunch of stuff. I gotta clean it out. I just kind of throw stuff in there and I gotta clean it out. But yeah, this is a really, really nice bike. Like, this thing is basically like a motorcycle. I wouldn't even call this a bicycle. This thing has power, and I mean power. This thing accelerates so fast. I love this thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna show you guys a little upgrade I added. You can add it if you want to. Check this out, guys. It has an alarm now. Watch. I got an alarm on it. You can buy that on eBay if you want one. They're like $30. I'm not gonna tell you where I put it, so that way if like anyone ever does like see this in real life, you don't know where it is. Probably could find it by listening, but it is on here. But yeah, I love this bike. And again, someone was asking about the foot pegs on this bike. Here they are. These are the passenger pegs. They're about $100. They mount on the things down here, like this same side over there where the kickstand would go. They mount right here, and these are sturdy, man. You can like put a way heavier person than my wife on them. Them are nice though, because my wife normally used to like the Rad Runner Plus, but this can be a problem. Sometimes this can come loose. It's only happened once, but like I said, I got all the tools right in the bike to fix it if that happens. But the other one, there's a longer bolt, and it goes in front of here, and then your kickstand goes in the back. So, and another cool thing about this bike, I don't know if the bike does this, but I got a flat tire, my first flat with this thing. Let me tell you, this thing is a breeze to change the tire. Like, getting this off, and like, dude, this was easy. It was so easy to change that. You could literally do roadside assistance on this thing. Like, you get it flat while you're on the side of the road. If you got another tube in here, you're good to go. If you got them things to remove the tire, dude, you're good to go. Just bring a pillow with you or something, because it's easier if you flip the bike over. So if you have a mirror on it, remove the mirror. But flip the bike over and then like move this stuff so you don't crush anything up here. And flip it over and it's a breeze. You can change it in like, I'd say 45 minutes, 30 minutes or so, you know. It's so easy to change. Like, it made me mad when I first did it, because I tried to do it while it was up, but then once I flipped it, I was like, okay, this is how you do it. But yeah, you gotta flip it over. So if you're on the side of the road, flip it over and you're good to go. But yeah, this thing it's a nice bike. It really is. I wish Eunorau, you'd partner with me, because if you want to send me more of your bikes, I will gladly review them for you. I will gladly. Any other model you guys have, I will gladly check them out for you. I love your bikes. You guys make amazing bikes. I would only associate with you guys. Any other e-bike companies came at me, I don't know, man. It depends. Like, if Xeon came at me, which is a really cool neon e-bike that changes different colors and it's really expensive, I doubt they'd ever give me one of those. They're worth like $7,000. If they ever give me one of those, I might try that, because that'd be pretty cool to have that. But let me show you a comparison real quick of these foot pegs to the foot pegs that are on my Rad Runner Plus. So these are the foot pegs on my Rad Runner Plus right here. They're just like little tiny things, which I guess is good enough, because I've seen mopeds with those. But between this and this, if I was a passenger, I'd want these. And I will tell you right now, my wife's feet do slide off on the runner sometimes. I can feel her adjusting when we're riding. When we hit a big bump, her feet will fall off. They do not on this. This also has like a padding to grab into your shoe. I think that's what that's for. It's not like rubber or anything. That would be a good idea though, Eunorau, if you put rubber right here, it'd grip people's shoes better. But I have an idea for anybody that wants to make this better. Put like skateboard tape right here. That would probably be pretty good too. I don't know where to get that. If I did, I'd get it, but I don't know where to get it. Maybe Hot Topic, I don't know. But yeah, this is a beautiful bike. I love it. It's like one of a kind. I still have my gas mopeds, and I like them and everything. Like, if they ever run again, I will drive them, but I prefer this over anything I own. It's amazing. Like, this thing is so fun to drive. The brakes work so well on it. You hit them, you come to a stop immediately. You know, this thing is amazing. Like, Eunorau, seriously, you made an awesome e-bike, and you are my e-bike company now. In the future, about 3, 4, 5 years from now, when I'm looking for another e-bike, because I like to buy them every time technology advances, like quite a bit, I'm going to buy another one from you. Because I love this thing. This thing is like having my own car. I never plan on owning my own car. This is my car. I love this thing. When I can't drive this, it makes me upset when I have to use my runner. But I do have to use my runner sometimes, because if you don't use batteries on other e-bikes, they'll go bad, and then yeah, that you don't want that. They're expensive. You got to take care of them. But yeah, whenever I ride this, I have a blast. I am never, like, if I'm in a bad mood or having a bad day or something, I'll go out and drive this and I'll feel better. This thing is so much fun to drive. It's just nice, like how good it stops. And you know, I mean, mine doesn't stop that good at the moment. It still does, even though it doesn't have that good of brakes. You have to pump them. If you pump them like 3 times, it'll still stop like really well. But yeah, this thing is just, it's really cool. And I highly recommend this bike to anybody. This is a great bike. I would imagine the other kinds of this bike are good too, because I don't have the mid-drive one or the dual motor one. Hey, Eunorau, if you want to send me one, I'll gladly take a look at it for you. But this one right here is perfect. I love this one. And I think I prefer this one over those two because of how those tires are. You're not ever going to have spokes break on you, and those are not fun to fix. I've had to fix them on my runner. But yeah, this is an amazing bike. It really is. Like, I highly recommend this bike. Highly. I have ridden, like I said, at least 20 different e-bikes, and no e-bike has made me as happy as this bike. And I'm not being paid by Eunorau or anything. Like, if you guys want to start partnering with me, I definitely will, because I trust you guys fully, and I think you're awesome. Like, I was really surprised when I told them I was having a brake issue. I thought they were just going to tell me how to fix it. No, they're sending me a brand new kit. They're sending me this, and those down there, the calipers, all of it. They're sending it all in the mail right now to me. And that's cool. Rad used to be good like that, and then I don't know what happened to them, but this company, you're going places, Eunorau. I haven't seen any other bikes of yours on the road yet around me, but I know it's coming. I used to not see a lot of Rads, but now I see them everywhere. But yeah, I'd definitely consider one of these. I know I have someone in my comments on the other video saying they're really considering getting this. You should. Pull the trigger. Get it. This is a great bike. And I bet if you unlock it, this thing's even more fun. There is some way to make this go faster. Like I said, I'm not going to do it until my warranty is up. Then I'll probably make it even faster than it already is. But this thing is awesome. I will say that it does get going. And then, like, once it gets going pretty quick, and you will feel the governor stopping you. So, like, I don't know. If you want to, you can. Because that is a little bit annoying. But, you know, after a while, you get used to it. But this thing's awesome. I love this bike. I really do. I love it. It is my favorite one. And it's not even blue, which is my favorite color. My blue one's not even my favorite anymore. This is my favorite one. I love this bike. Eunorau, for real, partner with me. I want to review more of your bikes. I would love to work for your company. Don't pay me money. Pay me with bikes. But, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is also the 1,000-mile update. There's probably more than 1,000 on this. I haven't exactly figured out yet how to see the total miles on this, but I've seen it go up a couple times to around 600. And I found out the tire size on this is not exactly accurate in the computer from people that have messed around with it. I think they said the tire size on this is set at a 26 or a 22 or 24, and the tire on this is a 20, I believe. But yeah. And even if you guys have bike shops near you, usually they'll carry these tires. You don't even got to order them online. Like if you get a flat, I personally go to a bike shop that's a little ways from me, but it's not so far that I'd rather order them online. I'd rather go and get them in person. So I carry around a few extra tubes. But you know, this is a great bike. The only thing that could make this better is if it had solid tires. Then you'd never have to worry about flats. I think that's something I could buy, but I don't know if I want to. I don't think they'd be easy to get on. But yeah. I might have an update video when this hits 5,000, which it probably will be by the, I'd say, second or third month of next year, if you guys want to see that. But yeah, this thing it's incredible. It has gone on trips, guys. Like, I have done, I'd say about, I don't know, 20, 40-mile trips with this thing. That's 20 there, 20 back. And this thing has been amazing, you know. Even when I had one battery, I was doing it, and I'd bring my Nintendo Switch, and I would just play with it in the store for like a couple hours and jump on this and floor it back home. And it's great. It's great knowing that you don't have to wait for your bike to charge for like 5-6 hours, because no one wants to sit that long. 3 hours, you know, I can do. I wish it would be like an hour and a half to 2 hours, but that probably is like way down the road yet for evolution of e-bikes. But Eunorail's ahead right now as far as I'm concerned with charging, because every other e-bike I've ever driven, even my tiny ones, take like at least 4 hours, 4.5 hours to charge. This sometimes charges, I don't know if it has something to do with the temperature outside, but sometimes this can charge in 2.5 hours. And depending on how dead it is, you can plug it in, and like I said, you can turn on the screen and it'll tell you what percentage it's at. Right now it's going to show the percentage of both of my batteries. So this is both of them together right now, and I took my wife this morning out and I drove this yesterday a little bit, so keep that in mind. I think I may have also turned off the other battery. Let me see. I think I did turn it off. Yeah, I did. Watch, it'll go back up. See, it's at 90 now. So, yeah, guys. That's the way I like to do it when I go on long trips, is I like to turn off this battery and just drive with that battery, so that way I know when that battery's almost dead, it's time to turn around or like find a place to charge and charge up the other battery, or be like, can I make it to where I'm going, you know? That's what I like about being able to do that. But that battery does go a little bit farther than the battery it comes with it, because it's a bit bigger. So yeah, but this thing is awesome. And once this battery gets down to, like, when you have both of them on, when it gets down to like 30 or 40%, it starts just chipping the battery, just like little chips, chip. It keeps chipping it away, and you'll think you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna make it where I'm going, and you're fine. Like, it takes it forever to eat that juice. But definitely, if you start seeing your battery, I'm not telling you should keep going where you're going. How I do it is, if you go to a place, look at your battery, and by the time you reach the place you're going, you want to have at least 60 to 50% battery left, or at least 40, because then you can charge it. And if you don't have that, just turn around. Just turn around, go back. Unless you want to sit and wait, then, you know, do it. But that's what I do. If I get to a place and I'm like, oh man, I don't got enough percentage, I'll just whip around. I'm like, well, the battery got me here, the other one will get me back, and it always does. But yeah, I love this bike. I did have one weird thing happen with it when I was getting pizza. For some reason, it pedaled when I rolled it, and it tried to take off. So definitely don't ever put it up in 5 when you start it and before you're on it. Always keep it down in 1, because this thing will take off if it thinks you're pedaling, and it will rip. And it almost flew across the parking lot on me. But I know you're supposed to grab the brakes, and that shuts off the engine immediately. But yeah, highly recommend this bike. Definitely worth it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be back when this thing, probably February or January of next year, with an update on this thing. It might look different, because probably when wintertime gets here, it's going to be dark. When I go out at the times I do, I'm going to put a bunch of neon lights and light it all up, disco ball, and I like making my bikes look weird. But I'm a racer. I'm a bicer. That's what I call myself. I don't care if it's fast. I just like it to look different and neat. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Okay, so one thing I forgot to say is I was talking about something. I don't know if the bike does this on purpose or not. Oh, by the way, sorry. I already brought the bike inside, and I don't want to take it back outside just to make this short little part. But when I change the tire, you have to disconnect the motor, so you have to unplug the motor, you have to take off the zip ties. I forgot to put one of the zip ties back on there, and my motor was going to, kept rubbing against my brake disc. And it did cut the wire a little bit, like it cut the outside of it, like the black part. It didn't get to the color, thank goodness. But it still has enough on there. I'm not worried about it. Just like a little chip is missing off it. But I guess the zip tie I put on there broke, or I forgot to put it on there. I swear I put it on there. I swear I put 3 of them on there and I put it back together. But it kept warning me of an error. It said error 07, and it kept randomly doing it. And I was like, why does it keep doing that? Then I looked it up online, and it said there's not a good connection between your motor and your battery. And I was like, huh, what's going on? I remember changing the tire. That must be it. So I go and I look, and I see the zip tie broke. And my disc brake is literally chipping away at the wire for the motor. And I was like, oh no, that's terrible. I hope it didn't do any permanent damage. I mean, it did do a little bit, but it's not like where the bike is destroyed. The bike still runs very fine. But I was like, oh no, I chipped away at my wire. And I was like, how did the bike know that was going on? I don't know if why that was, maybe why that was grabbing. It was like pulling on the wire and slowly disconnecting it. So it was like doing that. I don't know, but I almost wonder if there's some kind of sensor on the wire that like when it hits something like that, it knows it's being damaged. It lets you know. I don't know, but I've never seen another e-bike that does that. I've like I said, I've owned a number of different e-bikes. My Hemingway had an issue like that once, and it just shut off. It didn't say no error. It didn't say nothing. My Rad had an issue like that once after I fixed the tire. It didn't touch the brake disc. Neither one of those did. It's just the thing wasn't plugged in correctly. And it didn't tell me. It just like kind of shut off while I was riding it. And I was like, oh no, what happened? And then I look and I'm like, oh, my motor's not connected all the way. Duh, I'm stupid. I didn't plug it in. But the Eunorau like knows when it's not plugged in correctly. And I think that's really cool. Because sometimes when that happened to me on my other e-bikes, I'd be on the side of the road for like 10, 20 minutes trying to figure out what in the heck's wrong with my bike and why it won't start. And I'm like, oh yeah, I changed the tire. Check the wire that plugs into the motor, and boom, there you go. That was the problem. But the Eunorau led me right to what the problem was. I kept getting the error code, and I was like, why is that happening? And it just started happening the day after I changed the tire. I was like, what in the world's going on? I know I changed the tire. And I looked it up online. It's like, oh, that means your motor and your battery aren't getting a good connection. I was like, oh no, why is that? Something's not wrong with the bike, is it? Maybe I'll have to consult them about my warranty. And then I look, and I'm like, oh, the disc brake is literally scratching into the wire. That's not good. Like, everything that's still there should be there. Like, it's still protected from water and everything. Like, it's got a lot of layers before it gets through. And, I mean, it did take a pretty good chunk off. It took off a chunk about as thick as that end of that car's tire right there. See the bottom of that little Camaro's tire? It took about that much off. But, yeah. I thought that was so neat. I've never seen one like that. I thought that was really neat. Like, I like how many things that bike warns you of. If something's not right, it'll tell you. Because that's really nice. Again, like I said, I get worried when I go on long rides that, something's going to happen. And that makes me a little less scared. Because if something does happen, I can probably figure out what it is and fix the problem. That's why I don't like gas stuff. Because when that stuff breaks, oh man, that's hard to fix on the side of the road. You ain't going to fix that. When those break, you normally can fix what's wrong. Because if there's something serious wrong, the vehicle will start showing signs before it just breaks down. Because my Hemingway, that's broken. The motor went out. It's toast. That started showing signs that it wasn't going to work anymore about 5 months before it broke down. And I was like, okay, this isn't working right anymore. I'm not going to take this out of town. So I just use it back and forth around town. If I needed to do something real quick, I'd use it. And then, yeah, I'd bring it back home and I knew something was wrong with that bike because it'd make like weird grinding sounds and stuff, and it didn't act right. You can tell when an electric vehicle is starting to have issues and when you should not drive it. If your electric vehicle's having issues, you obviously should not take it on a 20 to 40 mile ride or 100 miles. 20 is enough, 10's even enough. I wouldn't even go on a 10-mile ride if it's going to break down. Maybe a 5. I don't even know if I'd do that. I'd do maybe a 3. That's still kind of pushing it for me, though. But, yeah. Anyways, I just thought I'd add that in here because I thought it was really cool. Sorry, I would have put the bike here, but I don't know. I just put this Camaro in the background. I don't know. But, yeah, guys, I just wanted to tell you guys that because I forgot to say it. I went off on something else. Sorry.